Taizo creates all-mineral sunscreen that fits into any skincare routine. Taizo sunscreens are lightweight, virtually invisible, and free of chemical sunscreens, so they're reef-friendly. Free of dyes, fragrances, and preservatives, it's elegant sunscreen you'll love and that loves your skin. Taizo Skincare is the perfect partner to our sunscreens in the fight against photoaging. With powerful antioxidants and benefit ingredients, Taizo Skincare helps diminish the visible signs of aging and prevents further damage. Visit taizoskin.com for more information.
DMK is unlike any skincare company on Earth. Named after visionary founder Danae Montague King, DMK is committed to providing individualized products and treatment plans that heal skin on the cellular level, whether the condition concerns pigmentation, acne, inflammation, or signs of aging. DMK is home to the original enzyme mask, the game-changing formula that sends oxygenating, tightening, and exfoliating signals into the skin to enact changes in skin structures from the inside out. At DMK, we believe everyone deserves to feel the confidence that comes with healthy, beautiful skin. Learn more at DanaeMKing.com. That's DANNEM King.com.
Hello and welcome to ASCP's Esty Talk. I'm your co-host Maggie Staszcuk and ASCP's Education Program Manager.
And I'm Ella Cressman, licensed esthetician, certified organic formulator, ingredient junkie, and content contributor for Associated Skincare Professionals.
We have a shout out today. This goes to Fallon B. She's a licensed esthetician, integrative nutrition health coach, and she is a huge fan of Esty Talk.
Oh, I love her.
Yeah, I love her too. So, Ella, have you heard the term neurocosmetics?
No, I don't think so.
It's new to me too, and this is what I found out. It's a science based on the brain-skin connection, and it argues that our emotions affect our skin. Right?
Yeah. Oh,
I mean,
okay.
Duh, right?
Duh.
It's not new. I mean, 1 ounce of stress, and I've got a pimple.
Or you know what? I've been stressed. Dryness. Crepiness.
Okay.
All over.
I have the opposite reaction. I have like oily skin, redness, pimples, the whole 9 yards.
That's your fight or flight, so you can climb a tree if you're in danger or something like that, probably.
Totally, yeah. But what is new with neurocosmetics, the names associated with this phenomenon. So there's things like emotional aging, winter face, mood beauty, and then, of course, the advent of the name neurocosmetics. And there are now studies to show that you can positively influence your mental state through topical application of product.
Interesting.
Yeah, kind of like, whoa, blew my mind. So I have questions about this. So let's set this up a little bit. All the cells in the skin, keratinocytes, Langerhans, melanocytes, the list goes on, and other cells of the skin, they are modulated and controlled by nerves. In return, the skin can modulate neuron activity and growth. So all this suggests that integumentary nervous and immune systems are integrated in its own unique system. And this is being classified as the neuroimmunocutaneous system, or NICS. So this was a whole new thing for me. I've never heard that before. And neurocosmetics, quote unquote, are products intended to modulate that system and function at the epidermal level.
Let me tell you why I love this and I cannot wait to understand more. This is exactly the evidence of science being a race with no end for me. It's the same when they discovered the endocannabinoid system and how that communicates with the other body systems. So to assume that we know it all from here would be, I think, irresponsible. So to see this furthering and to be able to identify, we're in a really exciting time.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's almost hard for me to wrap my mind around this, though, to think that I'm going to put a cream on my skin and it's going to impact all of these systems beyond the integumentary system.
Well, let's think about it, too, in a different way. The power of human touch when you're putting a cream on somebody else's skin.
Yeah, totally. I get that. I mean, obviously, when we are doing product application, massaging the skin, We are relaxing our client, we're reducing stress, and that is indirectly impacting other systems of the body. But I feel like this is almost saying this cream is going to enter the skin and directly impact all of these other systems.
Interesting. I want to hear more about the neuroimmunocutaneous system, because if it is, that could explain some things.
Yeah, so let's talk about what the heck are neurocosmetics. So did you know the brain and the skin have the same embryonic origin?
I swear to God, yesterday read it. Just yesterday.
Yeah, crazy.
So yeah, I did.
Yeah. So could it be the skin is an extension of the brain? That's what they're arguing here. The skin and the brain, they form at the same time on day 21 of the embryo's growth. The outermost part of the embryo, the ectoblast, forms into both the nervous system and the epidermis. So skincare can be mood lifting thanks to its texture, its feel when applied, and smell. And as we are applying and massaging, like you're saying, we can have both a psychological as well as a physiological impact on these body systems.
Very interesting. So even strengthening the argument of being particular about what you put on your body.
Yeah, totally. I mean, clean and green, we've talked about that a million times. I mean, certainly got popular after COVID because people are really thinking about what they're applying to their skin. But now, considering this brain-skin connection.
I got one then.
Yeah.
I got this new body butter, and I have to tell you, I feel rich when I wear it. I don't mean emollient rich. I mean rich.
Yeah.
And it's the smell. So I put it on. The texture's not unlike anything I've put on before. The sensation is not. The results as far as in the epidermis are not. But I walk taller. I don't know what it is. It's the smell of this particular thing.
It's having an impact on your mental state.
And emotional. I'm like, oh, I'm rich.
Yeah.
Or, I feel confident.
Yeah, yeah. So Neurocosmetics is trying to argue that it's really focusing more on your physiological state. And there was this French dermatology professor who defined neurocosmetics in 2000. So this is arguing it's been around for 20 plus years. And he's saying non-absorbed products applied to the skin present activity on the cutaneous nervous system or in general effects on cutaneous mediators. So in other words, the neurotransmitters present in the receptors of the skin cells are the target of these types of products.
Oh, that's so cool. That's one of the most exciting developments of the exploration of the cannabis plant, I think, is the discovery of this system specifically. And honestly, there's still so much more to learn about it, but they know that there at now 2 receptors, and one time thinking there might be a 3rd receptor that is activated by these terpenes and by these cannabinoids, and the activation sends a specific signal. So the reason that you could feel the calm, the reason that you could feel serene, or the anti-anxiolytic property of it wasn't necessarily because your skin was hydrated, but because those elements particularly are communicating to the nervous system, peripheral and central nervous system, like, which can be also in the reverse stimulated from, topical stimulus. Like, when you get scared or nervous, you get goosebumps.
Yeah.
So that would be the reverse of that. So that's why there was this huge influx in the CBD market, why you saw CBD everywhere. You can take it internally. You could apply it topically. I mean, you could even smoke it, right? If it's naturally in cannabis. And that's because it has all these amazing health benefits, including skin health benefits. So it was a little bit hard when introducing this to the skincare market initially, because it's like, how could that be? But beyond just healthy skin, beyond managing melanogenesis, beyond controlling sebum production, there is also this physiological portion that turns these receptors on and excites them. So this must be neurocosmetics then.
Hold that thought. We'll be right back.
Are you interested in providing results-driven treatment services? Join a team of like-minded individuals who share your passion and support your success. With more than 1,000 franchised locations in 49 states, Massage Envy is not only the nation's #1 provider of massage services collectively across its franchise network, but also a national leader in skincare. Start or grow your career at a Massage Envy franchised location. Visit massageenvy.com/SDcareers for full details.
Okay, here we go. Let's get back to the podcast.
There's other ingredients in addition to CBD that some of these manufacturers that are considering themselves neurocosmetics are using. So for instance, red indigo extract, it's limiting cortisol production and strengthening the skin barrier.
I need some of that. I know that our friend is listening. So if you have, she's a private label line that loves us. Can you make something with that? That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Alpine skullcap extract, that's a new one to me. But this helps to reduce skin stress by stimulating the GABA B receptors and reducing inflammation.
Whoa, how remarkable will this be for rosacea, for eczema, for psoriasis?
Totally, yes.
This is huge, Maggie. This is so cool that we're able to witness this right now, because this can mean so many things. Think about how many people are stressed now, have anxiety now, have even depression now that's caused by the life we live. It was some statistics, I'm sure we can look them up somewhere, but it's monumentally greater than when we were in our 20s.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And to that point, stress and depression and et cetera, it's a vicious cycle because that stress also can then lead to skin issues, like we were saying at the start of the podcast. You're stressed, you get a breakout, or worse, you're stressed and you have a rosacea flare or an eczema flare.
And that stresses you out.
Yeah, and that exactly. It's ongoing. You can't break the cycle. So if you can apply product topically that is topically treating the condition, but also treating receptors in the skin that are potentially working to tamp down on the stressors, yeah, you can combat it from all sides.
I'm just thinking of red indigo extract that you just talked about, which slows, let's say, cortisol production. Cortisol, this is my own unique circumstance. Cortisol is a main contributor to weight gain. So you can have this circumstance. I mean, I'm going to be straight up with everybody listening. I've been on semaglutide for the last 10 months. I lost 20 pounds. I should have lost a lot more. I ate next to nothing, but I still am retaining weight because I'm stressed. I mean, there's a lot of things going on, as I've shared before. So if I had something like this, and then I incorporated it into one of, like, you know how we talk about self-care a lot, into a self-care ritual, and I'm applying this, and the cortisol levels slow, or let's say are limited, I sleep better. I'm able to have better communication, written, it's just like you get your life together. I'm telling you, this could be life-changing for a lot of people. Just that one example. I'm excited. I can't wait to watch this.
Yeah, I totally agree. Very, very interesting. And I'm sure it's only going to develop more as more studies come out and more ingredients are shown to act similarly, like how you were talking with CBD.
Yeah. And I think even, as I mentioned, semaglutide, that changed a lot of things in our world too in the most recent times. This could be of that volume. So how do you think, okay, this is kind of a question, and just because it's new, we're kind of excited, you can feel it. But how do you think this would affect the spa, the professional esthetician, as far as services offered? Where do you see them incorporating this into a treatment? And do you feel like that has any kind of weight on responsibility, liability?
Yeah, it's a really good question because you are walking a fine line with scope of practice. Because as an esthetician, we all say, well, we're like a therapist in a treatment room. But really, our job is just treating the skin. We're targeting stratum corneum, or depending on whatever your state is. And so to promote and say, well, now we have a treatment that is going beyond the skin, and it's also treating your mental wellness, I think that you're going to have state boards and other people, other legislators saying, whoa, hold on, wait a minute. That is not your scope of practice. So I think marketing is going to be iffy on that one. and it's all in how you present yourself. I think as far as the treatment itself, it's not going to change. You're still going to provide your facial, whatever that is. But knowing and explaining to your client, guess what? There's new research out there. There's new science out there. When I apply this product, these ingredients are also doing X, Y, Z. That's no different than how estheticians have operated for decades. You're always educating your client the features and the benefits of the ingredients that you apply as you apply it.
I think you nailed it right there. It is exactly that. It's the marketing. It's how you approach it. And we had to do that with CBD. We had to be very, very careful at claims that we made. And we had these questions. I think I shared at one point, I was teaching at a big spa, and one of the employees raised his hand and he said, my grandma had a question. She was worried about me having this lotion around in case my nephew ate it. And was he going to get high? And I said, I'm more worried that your nephew's eating lotion, right? So it was like a matter of but that's because I understood the plant, right? But it was a matter of re-educating the client to this thing where the focus was on cannabis, even though it was just CBD. The focus was on cannabis. So here, the potential for the focus to be on the physiological effects or for like the cortisol control, let's say, versus the skin health. So it could be an added benefit. That is going to be a challenge for companies to create that marketing and to guide those conversations. And I'm down with it. I think I'm very excited about this.
Now, listeners, we want to hear from you. Do you believe there is two-way communication between the brain and the skin? Share with us on social media through Instagram, Facebook, or by emailing getconnected@ascpskincare.com. Thank you for listening to ASCP Esty Talk. And as always, for more information on this episode or for ways to connect with Ella and myself, or to learn more about ASCP, check out the show notes.